we can always clean this up.
Yeah, so we're gonna get started?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I guess we're gonna get started. So it's great to see everyone today. Good afternoon, and it's really great to see everyone. I'm Mia, Michael Amar's younger and only sister, and a founding member of the Michael Amar Foundation Board. I want to thank everyone so much for joining us today for the 4th annual Michael Amar Foundation event. 2020 has been quite the year. As many of you know, I was diagnosed with the reoccurrence of breast cancer in October. I had surgery in November and again in early April, and I'm happy to let everyone know I'm doing well. And I want to thank you for all the well wishes and support. I hope that you and all your families are safe and healthy. I wanted to start by giving everyone an update on where we are with the foundation today. Since April of 2016, we have awarded 10 NASHDU scholarships in the amount of $47,500. That is something I'm so very proud and honored to share with you. I want to thank the MAF board and the MAF advisory board for all their hard volunteer work that they do. We also want to thank our donors, because without you, none of this would be possible. Since the pandemic hit and we were not able to hold our annual event last year, the first video I will be sharing with you will be showcasing our 2019 NASHDU award winners, Zuberi, Zara, and Zori. Video, please.
My name is Zuberi Sande. I go to Our Lady of the Lake School and I'm in 7th grade.
My name is Zara Sandy and I'm in 5th grade and I go to Our Lady of the Lake.
My name is Zuri and I go to Our Lady of the Lake School.
We are proud ambassadors of the Michael Amar Foundation.
And I am a 7th grader at Our Lady of the Lake School in Verona, New Jersey. I am a proud ambassador of the Michael Amar Foundation, and I'm grateful to the foundation for granting me a scholarship so I can continue my studies at my school. I look forward to going to schools such as Newark Academy, Montclair Kimberly Academy, and Pingree Academy for high school. Thank you to the Michael Amar Foundation for their gracious generosity.
Okay, now to introduce our two 2020 ambassadors. Brandon is a 6th grader at St. Thomas the Apostle in Bloomfield. Video, please.
Hi, my name is Brendan Peppinghouse. I am proud to receive the role of ambassador from the Michael Amar Foundation. I'm in the 6th grade at St. Thomas the Apostle School. I enjoy science and language arts. In my free time, I like playing basketball with my friends.
And Aiden, who is a 5th grader at Our Lady of the Lake School in Verona.
Hello, my name is Aiden. I'm proud to be the 2020 ambassador for the Michael Amar Foundation. I'm in 5th grade at Our Lady of the Lake School. I love all my teachers and my friends and learning new things. My favorite subject is math. I love to play hockey and bake during my free time.
I stand committed to continuing my brother Michael's legacy. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your continued support and all that you do. Stay well, and I hope to see everyone in person really soon. I will now turn it over to Peter Amar.
Thanks, Sabrina. Hello, everyone. My name is Peter Amar, and I'm Mr. Amar's son. I'm also the vice president of our foundation. I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to be with us today, and I promise to keep my remarks short and sweet, as I imagine everyone is nice and zoomed out after the past year. I'd like to begin by congratulating Zuberi Sande, our 2019 ambassador, on his acceptance to Loomis Chaffee, one of the country's most prestigious boarding schools located in Connecticut. Zuberi will begin his studies in the fall, and we're tremendously proud of everything he's accomplished thus far. Now, some of you may know that once upon a time, I was fortunate enough to have my dad as a teacher when I was a middle school student at Our Lady of the Lake in Verona. Obviously, learning holds a special place in our family, but I'd like to touch briefly on some of the important skills that my dad taught me beyond the classroom that not only helped me become the person I am today, but are skills that we emphasize with our MAF ambassadors. In a world where so much of what we read today is increasingly abbreviated and often unclear, my dad was a vigilant advocate of writing clearly, reading effectively, and proper grammar. Lest we forget, not all sentences have direct objects. Most importantly, he emphasized the concepts of curiosity and wonder to myself and other students alike. While I was a middle school student at Our Lady of the Lake, my dad volunteered to be the forensics coach, a role which he continued in for nearly 10 years at various schools, even after I graduated from OLL. In this role, he helped me and other students overcome their fear of public speaking and taught us how to present to an audience with confidence and conviction. In the next video, you'll hear from Catherine Krasovic, who serves as one of the forensics coaches at Our Lady of the Lake, as well as 3 ambassadors, Zubairi, Elliot, and Miles, who will present excerpts from forensics pieces they've performed. Our aim is to have our ambassadors and past students be the speakers at our events. After all, what better way to honor the legacy of a caring teacher? Video, please.
Hi, my name is Catherine Krasovic. I am a parent and also one of the coaches of the forensics team at Our Lady of the Lake School. On the forensics team, we compete in the categories of reading, drama, humor, for example. The kids learn public speaking skills, which are so important, and skills that they will have for their entire lives. I know that Michael Amar was also one of the coaches at OLL. And to be honest with you, sometimes when I'm looking through old files at the school, I find notes that he has written of encouragement to the kids, of a lot of support and camaraderie. It's clear that he really loved to teach speech and English, and we are very grateful for everything that the IMAR Foundation has done for our school and for promoting public speaking. In this short video, you will see excerpts of 3 of our competitors from the school, 2 8th graders, Zubairi Sande and Miles Freiling, and a 6th grader, Elliot Freiling, giving a portion of their declamation speeches. Enjoy.
My selection for you today is a TED Talk entitled The Danger of Silence by Clint Smith, an American poet, Harvard graduate, and winner of the Best Poetry Book Award from the NAACP. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in a 1968 speech where he reflects upon the civil rights movement, states, "In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." As a teacher, I've internalized that message. Every day we see the consequences of silence manifest themselves in the forms of violence, discrimination, genocide, and war. I spent so much of my life telling people the things they wanted to hear instead of the things they needed to. I told myself I wasn't meant to be anyone else's conscience because I still had to figure out being my own. So sometimes I just wouldn't say anything. Appeasing ignorance with silence, unaware that validation doesn't need words to endorse its existence. We spend so much time paying attention to the things people say that we rarely remember the things they don't. Silence is a residue of fear. It is feeling your flaws gut-wrench guillotine your tongue. It is the air retreating from your chest because it doesn't feel safe in your lungs. Silence is Katrina. Silence is Rwandan genocide. It is what you hear when there aren't enough body bags left. It is charring, it is chains, it is privilege, and it is pain. There's no time to pick your battles when your battles have already picked you. So this year, I will spend each and every day as if there's a microphone tucked under my tongue and a stage beneath my feet. Because who needs a soapbox when all you ever needed was your voice?
My selection for you today is an excerpt from a speech given by Bill Gates on April 3rd, 2015. This speech is called The Next Outbreak, Are We Ready? Bill Gates successfully foreshadows the coronavirus pandemic of 2020. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like a bomb. Instead, it looks like a virus. If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it will most likely be a highly contagious virus. Not missiles, but microbes. Now, the reason for this is we've invested a huge amount in nuclear deterrence, but we've actually invested very little in a system to stop a pandemic. We are not ready. Let's look at Ebola. As you see what went on, the problem wasn't that we had a system that didn't work well enough. The problem was we didn't have a system at all. In fact, there are some pretty key missing pieces. And these pieces are really a global failure. The failure to prepare could allow the next pandemic to be far more devastating than Ebola. You can have a virus where people feel well enough while they're contagious that they could go on a plane or go to the movies. So there are things that could literally make this 1,000 times worse. But in fact, we can make a really good response system. We have the benefits of science and technology. We have advancements in biology that could dramatically change the turnaround time to look at the pathogen, to make vaccines and treatments that fit that pathogen. So we have the tools, but those tools need to be put into an overall health system. We need preparedness. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My selection for you today is an excerpt of a speech given by Father Gregory Boyle on January 9th, 2015. This speech is entitled Stories of Kinship and Compassion. Bendito was a 12-year-old kid who English wasn't his first language, but he always insisted on speaking English with me, even though he would operate without the benefit of a net sometimes. He would love to find these expressions that he would hear on TV, on Pollo Loco commercials, and he would try them out on me. He would say, "AG, you know what you are? You're the real deal at $1.99. One Sunday afternoon, when Monday was a holiday or something, and kids were playing, Bendito was out there with his cousin. There were two gang members standing in front of a dumpster smoking cigarettes. A van came up, and two people were in the van, but their faces were covered. They rolled down their windows, and they began to shoot. One of the gang members in front of the dumpster falls. Every man, woman, and child in the projects knows that when you hear shooting, you run. But for some reason, Bendito didn't run. He didn't move. And because he didn't, a very large bullet entered his side and traveled through. It was what they called a through and through. I raced to the hospital and I kept vigil with his grandmother, and he survives a 4-hour surgery. But an hour into his recovery, I watched as doctors and nurses pounded on his chest and pleaded and bargained with his heart, but it just wouldn't cooperate, and he died. Bendito was 12 years old, and he was the real deal.
And just want to remind everyone that today's videos are available on our YouTube channel in case anyone wants to rewatch them or hear testimonials from other past students. And now I'll pass the baton to my mom.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda, aka Mrs. Amar, and co-founder of our foundation. We want to thank our ambassadors, Zuberi, Miles and Elliot, and Coach Catherine for a beautiful display of a valuable life skill for students and adults. We all have a purpose in life, and connecting with that purpose makes life meaningful. Michael found his purpose in teaching and sharing his passion for literature with his students. All those who find their calling as teachers are blessings and deserve to be celebrated. We accept the gift that Michael gave us as we continue to encourage kids to keep reading, keep writing, and master verbal communication. Along the way, we give them tools to help them prepare for life's lessons. We are humbled every time we lift the financial burden of tuition for a family whose children become our ambassadors. They become part of our story with mentors to guide them through their growth. We love being part of their life, listening to their plans for the future, helping with letters of recommendation for schools, being a vehicle for community hours as they discover the joy of giving back. Many times, we connect them with resources they may need so that they feel loved and supported. Just being with them reminds us how important we can be in the life of an adolescent. These were the things that made Michael happy, and today they bring happiness to us as well. COVID forced us to put on hold our in-person life skills workshops. Today, our outreach includes partnering with schools so that we can provide the workshops to them online, but we have partnered with STEM in Place. STEM in Place is a virtual free summer program created by high school students for middle school students. The founders of STEM in Place, Ryan Arrascaeta and Diego Pacini, were students of Michael at La Cordera Academy in Montclair, and we are thrilled to support this initiative and connect their program with our community of middle school students. Look forward to postings on social media, flyers, registration information, so that you can share this with other people. And their website is steminplace.com. In 5 years, we have grown to 10 ambassadors and awarded close to $50,000 in NASHTU scholarships. 2020 was a year of resilience for all of us. We are moving forward, inspired by the power of fairy tales and their takeaways. We see our NASHTU scholarship providing a happy ending for family in financial distress. We are committed to education, being a resource for middle school students, and our story is only getting better. The contributions of our sponsors and donors allow us to create a collective miracle for family in financial distress. For that, we are deeply grateful. We are grateful to our board and our advisory board members, all of us volunteers, so all the funds we raise go towards scholarships. We invite you, if you are moved by our story and our work, to contribute directly on our website, michaelamarfoundation.org, and all donations are tax deductible. But something else you can do to help us is to share our story, our website, our YouTube channel with people you know who might be inclined to support education, community, or just simply to honor the work of a teacher who really cared. In the future, next year, God willing, we hope to be able to enjoy the human touch with you once again and mingle with our ambassadors in the beautiful setting of the Van Vleck Gardens. Until then, thank you for joining us today, and may we never tire of the happy endings we each can create in health and purpose. Thank you for being with us today. If you have any questions, if you have any comments for us, you can raise your hand and we will open up the mic, and Mia and Peter we're here to answer all your questions. Thank you so much for being with us.
Also, I just would like to add that if anyone knows of any family that could benefit from the Michael Amar Foundation, any schools or any family that's in need, please send them our way. We give our scholarship out once a year in November around the Thanksgiving time. So we look for letters, of recommendation, probably September, October. So if anybody comes to mind, please don't hesitate.
We have some messages in the chat here. Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, we got a hand, we have a hand.
We have a hand. Oh, we have a
We have
hand.
clapping hands.
Oh,
which is
okay.
good. Very good.
You can see we're all new to this. At least I am.
Excellent. Questions, anybody?
Thank you all for being here with us today.
Okay. If there are no questions, we'll give you guys your Sunday afternoon back. Obviously, anyone wants to hang